Greetings and salutations. Today's topic, spectroscopic douchebags. How's it going out there, guys? Yeah. Good to see you again. I told you I'd be flipping up here sometime this week. This was a rush job. I was busy like crazy all day trying to get this together in the last minute. I said, yeah, I'll put a deadline on myself. I should never do that. Then about 18 things came up. So I was running around trying to get in here. Because you know I like to be punctuous. So I snuffed on dinner real quick. I always got to do that before these presentations, man. Why are you giving me no data? We should be good. Give me a thumbs up there. Give me a thumbs up out there if you can hear me good. Is there anybody out there? What? You going to give me a thumbs up? Nasty Fribble's good. Good. We're all good. Because I guess it takes a couple seconds to... Yeah, I got you. I should be more patient waiting for chat replies. Good. Audio's good. Outstanding. Thanks. I don't think we have too many moderators in the chat, so you guys be good out there. I don't know where Divergent Droid is. I don't think he got the message. But we'll roll on with that anyway. As usual, if you'd like to support this channel, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. We got a super chat already. Wow, way to start it off, man. From AB Jude, QE, showing some bicep. What's up, Dank? 2-0 Sam. What's up out there, Rob? Go sell, Nasty. I can't go through all you guys. Share this show right now. Share it. This is going to be good. You're going to love this. So we're going to discuss basically spectroscopy. They should have never did anything like this, man. You should just leave well enough alone, right? And for me to, pull up one of my videos and see recommendations over to the side. Anytime I see spectroscopy, I'm like, it's like a tractor being. Yeah, thanks, Nathan. I will begin. Didn't I already begin? They should know better, right? Especially with my audience, if all you have to do is see the multiple presentations on spectroscopy, right? And you know the deal, and as soon as you would have heard this knuckle dragger, people should have been emailing me or messaging me or something, but nothing. I got no one out here, right? But good thing I seen it at the corner of my eye. And what do you know it? McBooger Eater sponsored it. How ironic. We're going to see how ironic that is here in a few minutes. If you remember that Booger Eater's numpty clip, some of it indirectly had to do with spectroscopy. You're going to see that here in spades coming up. And almost a douchebag, who's going to be introduced here in a couple minutes, is going to do it for us. He's going to debunk McBooger Eaters. Gotta love that. All right, let me make sure I got all my horses in a line here, which I don't. So what's up out there? Is Betty in here? Betty, you better say something in chat. Don't be out there surreptitiously taping this. Come on, Betty. I know you're there. Jay's here. Nathan's here. Nathan, it's getting a bit late for our English friends out there. Sorry so late. There's nothing I could do about it. So the English and the European insomniacs, this show's for you. Yeah. We need to celebrate the first super chat from AB Jude. I like that. That's the first time I've seen that. How'd you do that? Hey, what's up, Tony? Raleigh, Criterion, Jay, like I said, Free Mind. Cosell, is that? Cosell? I can barely see that thing. Ripples, we already got 2 wolves. Can't recognize everyone, man. All right, 1 second, folks. Yeah, is that Howard Cosell? Are you Howard Cosell, man? My CPU, Nathan, my CPU is at 0.600 volts offset ramp. That's what we needed to know. Phone's looking good. Hopefully oh, you tested all that out. Good. Yep, hopefully we're good to go. Couple good shows this week. By the way, on Flat Earth Debate, Nathan Oakley, 1980. Make sure you guys subscribe. If you haven't, I don't know why you haven't already, for goodness sakes. All right. I don't know how long this is going to go. You guys already know that. I'm going to try to get through it quickly. I don't know if we're going to hit all the points, though. I really don't. You know how I get. I got to stop them every other breath because they're numpty dipshits, right? I can't let stuff go. All right. We can't cut to that. Oh, thanks, Katsura. Another treatment. You got that right. Yay. That's a big yay. You got it right. It seems like they're going to be never ending. I mean, once I get done with one, then another one just pops up. It just happens that way. I screwed up too because I found this last Friday. It was Friday evening, and I said, "Oh, I got to do this right now," and I couldn't because I had something to do early Saturday morning. I couldn't do it Saturday. I was gone all day Saturday. Power was out. Even if I wanted to do it, I couldn't do it. Sunday, it was total. I was totally overwhelmed with stuff. You know how life goes, man. I mean, I foresee some empty time. It's never empty. It never happens. So sorry about that, guys, and I just got around to it today. So, oh, we got some more super chat. Thank, appreciate it, thank. Cheers to you, sir. All right, let's get this shindig rolling. How about that? Let's try that. All right, we got a couple moderators out there. So be nice. You got your limits. You guys know the deal. All right. Hopefully no Skype calls for QE today. Sorry for the third person reference, but you know how that is. I'll try and do my best. I do have some little throat clearing issues again, for goodness sakes. So I'll make sure and look down. I ain't promising anything. As soon as I start talking smack about how many mistakes I'm not going to make, you know what happens. All right. McBooger Eater presents. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Real booger eaters. This isn't science. This is so far away from science. Badminton has more science than this. Starring Almost a Douchebag. Performing Spectroscopy. Oh, this is intense. What? Without a container, what the hell does that mean? Huh. That's interesting. Let's take a look. So what we got here is an absorption spectrometer. Huh. That looks like a container to me. Yeah, I'm just spitballing here. I mean, why would they say, without a container, this is an atomic absorption spectrometer? That's what it is. Do you have another one? Bet you it's a container. Unbelievable. Let's take a look at emission spectrometer. Huh. Funny, that looks like a container to me, too. Why would you booger eaters say there's no container when I just showed you two different spectrometers? It's very interesting. All right, I guess we'll move on. I don't know where they're getting this from. I can't remember, by the way. Ooh, ironing. Oh, this is coming together. You're using word booger eating things. This is so far away from science. Like badminton is more scientific than this. Science things. What a douchebag. What we should hear that as soon as you come live, since it's science things, we should hear the hypothesis right out the gate, right? Yeah, you think? How much you want to bet he's going to do it? Or at any time during this 2-hour presentation. Oh, by the way, we're not doing all 2 hours. There's no way. Bum 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 booger eater Toon. Bum 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 booger eaters. There he is, folks, the McBooger Eater, live.
Welcome to my channel. Welcome. I'm MC Toon.
Welcome to your channel.
And I hope you enjoyed that little intro.
Oh, we thoroughly enjoyed it.
Today I've got a special real science talk.
Real science talk? What is a real science talk? I'd like somebody to define that. You're going to start off with maybe observations of natural phenomena, hypotheses, experiments, independent and dependent variables, null hypotheses. Yeah, is that what you're going to get into?
With
almost a douchebag.
Almost a doctor who is joining me right now. Welcome, almost a doctor.
Welcome, almost a douchebag.
Well, thank you very much for having me on. I am keen to talk some real science because, as I saw...
Real science? You wouldn't know what real science was if it climbed up your arse and started kicking footballs wrapped in jalapeno lace concertina wire. We're going to see that in spades throughout our exposition here.
Saw someone mentioning in...
What are you laughing or smiling at? What, you got a piece of colored tape up there or something? Clown.
the chat after listening to Flurfs for so long.
Flurfs, you're a smurfer. You're a dumbass smurfer that hasn't a clue about spectroscopy. Not even a little clue. And you're supposed to be an expert in it. We're going to fling you around by your short hairs today. Almost a doofus.
Can't help but wonder if you've had a little bit of mental impairment. So
mental impairment, that's when we look that up in the dictionary, that's what we see. A smiling picture of your dumbass. Mentally, that's you. Mentally impaired.
So hopefully today we can rest everybody at ease. And
oh, we're going to rest everyone at ease. So I don't know, are you going to prove your sphere-tard or your sun-tard here today? One of the two, right? That's how you're going to rest everyone at ease. Look, he's still smiling. The color's pretty funny, isn't it?
Hopefully stop the average IQ dropping too low.
That's why I'm here. I have to stop. I have to protect my audience from their IQs dropping from your dumbass. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it systematically. Get ready.
Very nice. All right. Well, for anybody wondering, Almost a Doctor does have a YouTube channel.
We don't care about his YouTube channel. He's 5 minutes in, people are just going to go, yeah, right. Who cares?
Obviously does a whole lot of other stuff in real life, but the YouTube...
He does a whole lot of other stuff, like Google himself.
YouTube channel's in the description. I've linked it in the live chat. And so please do go and subscribe.
Why? So we can lose IQ points.
It'd be good if you were to get a handful of new subscribers from this, and I've watched a bunch.
Oh, yay! You see him put his yay. That's what we're dealing with. Just a fruitcake. He's just your average skanking foul baltard that they wheeled out here to prove absolutely nothing. In fact, he's going to compromise McBooger Eater because McBooger Eater during the numpty clips had some things to say indirectly about this subject area. I love irony. I love it. So almost the douchebag is going to debunk his ass right in front of him. And just so there's no question, we're going to listen to what you said, by the way, McBooger Eater. And that's all we're going to deal with you.
Videos, and they're good. There's one.
Oh, they're good. So he just makes a blanket hand wave. They're good. Really, that's why we love you. Your meticulous attention to excruciating detail. OCD-like. My word.
One in particular that's a groaner. You let me know.
This is the one. This is the groaner. You clown.
When you find it, you send me a message.
Oh, we found it. It's right here.
Which one is the groaner?
Here's the message. This is the groaner.
No spoilers there.
Oh, here's the spoiler right here. Look at this fucking clown. You're in for it.
But
I mean, some of my early ones are pretty cringe.
No, it's
like
the cringe. This is cringe already. I'm cringing already.
Most popular one on my
recent.
channel was the second I made. It's like, I look back at that going, oh, I could have done a better job. But I guess if you can't.
He hasn't stopped laughing the whole time. I mean, what is going on with you? Are you totally satisfied with all the boogers coming out of there? I guess, and the colored tape, right? You're a fucking bozo.
Can't do that. What's the point?
Yes. So, and I always tell people, don't worry, don't start your channel.
Don't worry, don't pick your boogers. What? Spit it out.
Until you're really good at everything. Start and have them be bad and learn.
Shut up.
And then you can leave them or delete them later.
Yeah, you should delete your whole channel. You should have deleted your whole channel after I come out with Bouncing McBooger Eater. This one right here. You see McToon, Bouncing McBoogers? Right after this came out, well, your channel should have been deleted long before this, but officially right here. Idiot.
As you feel you need. Anyway, why don't you let us know a little bit about what you do, what you're studying, and how it is that you are almost a doctor.
Yeah, almost how he is that he's almost a douchebag. So it's time for his curriculum vitae because he's got friggin' masses of ball-tart idiots in the audience, and he's got to grease the skids with his horse shit, right? So this is more or less their authorization for this dumbass to show his ignorance about spectroscopy. There we go.
Well, yes, hence the name as the.
Well, yes, that's not an answer. Well, yes. What's your curriculum vitae? Almost a douchebag?
The name suggests. I'm currently doing a PhD and I'm a physicist. So I'm.
If he thinks he's a physicist, folks. If you're a physicist, I'm Ho Chi Minh.
Doing my PhD in spectroscopy, hence what we're talking about today.
Hence what we're talking about today.
And I build gas detectors for environmental.
Ooh, gas detectors. Fart detectors, right? Yeah, that gas, those gases, that's going to become very important over the presentation here today. Thanks for saying that.
Monitoring, but I've spent my undergrad and honors for anyone who's
honors for a douchebag,
not really Australian or British, is basically a 1-year master's doing
yeah, masturbator. That's all you've done.
Spectroscopy as well. So I've worked with making material for lasers in the past, and now I'm building gas detectors. So it's
dude, I wouldn't trust you to build a fucking bread box. And you're going to see why over the next however long we go. It's not going to take long.
Somewhat relevant, and I also do teaching and outreach and kind of science demonstration.
Teaching? You couldn't teach the bionic woman hearing if you chained her to a back of a dump truck and drug her through a nitroglycerin plant.
And stuff on the side as well. And so the name Almost a Doctor actually came from one of Australia's top science communicators, Dr. Carl.
We got another McWest science communicator out here. Dr. Carl gave his name, his handle, Almost a Douchebag.
I was spending the day with him because he was being very generous and giving me a tour of the radio station.
So he's a top scientist, but he's giving tours of radio stations, huh? He's going to do my work for me, isn't he, folks? That's rhetorical.
And I suddenly found myself on the radio with him, and he called me Almost a Doctor, and I liked it
Almost a Douchebag.
so much that I was like, I'll take that as the handle. And, well, PhDs, yeah, they're long enough. I don't need...
Piled higher and deepers. I've known PhDs that couldn't tie their friggin' shoes. Why don't you define PhD and tell us what a PhD in your discipline is and how to get it? You'll never hear that from this idiot.
Need to worry about changing the name for a little bit longer. So yeah, that's my background. I actually deal with this. I basically play with...
You deal with what? You play with yourself.
Lasers for a living.
Oh.
So no complaints.
That's one hell of a curriculum vitae right there.
Are any of these lasers on sharks?
What? Did he say, is any of these lasers on sharks? What the hell?
Oh, you'll have to see my little video that
You'll have to see his little yeah, good thing you said video quick.
covers that. People have
What the hell is so funny? Did somebody post another piece of colored tape?
told me they really like that one. We'll see, but yeah, no, I'm not going to comment.
No. Makes perfect sense. That's probably going to be the most intelligent statement you make here this evening.
On that, I don't wish to
All right.
incriminate myself.
Well, all right. So you have...
You hear him still laughing. What the hell are you laughing about? What the hell? What is going on here? What the hell is so funny, McBooger Eater? My God.
Some things you've prepared, some stuff to talk about. So why don't you you move forward with that, and we'll...
You'll just shut the hell up, right? Notwithstanding your little additions to the discussion, like it's complicated and stuff, right?
I'll sit back and
Clown.
enjoy what you've got to share with us.
Oh, we're going to enjoy it.
Yes, and hopefully I can teach everyone a little bit about spectroscopy and why you don't need
You couldn't teach the bionic... I already said that.
a container for it. Sometimes you might...
What is up with this container? What? I already showed my audience. They already know because they already seen actual spectroscopy presentations. I've already shown an emission and absorption spectrometers. They were in containers. So what the hell are you talking about? I'm going to tell you what he's talking about. What these guys have done is adulterated an actual legitimate discipline, spectroscopy. They've adulterated with their Tootsie Roll decks and then sprung it over into astronomy to make telescopes actual spectrometers. That's what he's talking about here. I kid you not.
Might want to use a container, but if you're dealing with astronomy, you definitely don't need one.
There you go. Thank you very much. The pseudosciences, right? I just told you that. Astronomy, cosmology, astrophysics. Yeah, that's what they do. They take a legitimate discipline and then adulterate it with their Tootsie Roll decks. Yeah. And by the way, I'm going to debunk this moron, this almost douchebag, within his own paradigm. That is, I'm not looking out or looking in from outside. I'm within his own paradigm. I'm going to debunk it from within. Well, he's going to do it all by himself. But unless, I'll tell you otherwise if I come outside it. But we're within it. Now, we're not dealing with, everyone knows about the second law of thermodynamics violation, fairy tale vacuum of space. So actually, I could end it right here with everything in their fairy tale vacuum. It's a second law of thermodynamics violation and just stop right here. He's a fucking idiot, right? But I'm not going to do that. Because that, just keep that in the hopper. We already know that. We're just going to let him go on and crucify his own self. Okay?
So I have one of my old thumbnails. If we want to start with that, that's probably easiest. So
this is what Mercury looks like. Really? I don't see too much of any. I see a bright light. Is that Mercury? You got these lines, right? Is that Mercury? What Mercury are we talking about? Are we talking about liquid Mercury? Are we talking about the fairy tale planet Mercury? I mean, can you get not even hyper specific, just somewhat specific? That would be helpful. We can't see shit here.
So this was off one of the early videos I made, and my goal today is hopefully to explain just enough about spectroscopy that everyone knows.
Just enough to train wreck your own damn self. Yep. Just vague, generalized, superficial horseshit that he train wrecks himself with. Not any detailed stuff. Right? He kind of uses some surface puke, but most of the time he train wrecks himself just with the vague horseshit.
Knows exactly what this means. So
what? This is exactly what this means. What means?
This is what Mercury looks like. So
this is what Mercury looks like. Really? Can someone tell me where is Mercury here? Please. It's rhetorical. I can't look out in chat, but you get the picture. He's delusional.
So what do I mean by that? How do you
Yeah, that's what we want to know. What the hell do you mean by that?
get it? And what's all of the different colors? And then as you can see on the little panel on the right there, what are all those?
Okay, this isn't Mercury. These are emission lines. Not Mercury. That's how. Are you retarded? That's rhetorical.
Stripes, and where do they come from? Well,
these aren't stripes. They're emission lines. Not, what do you think? They're tiger stripes? He's a clown. Almost a douchebag. Ladies and gentlemen, I think he's from Australia. If you got this bonehead teaching your kids, I feel sorry for you. If he was on the continent, it's time to get out.
that's where we're going to go. Oh, yay, the laser pointer works.
Yay!
Okay, so spectroscopy, I said I'm going to basically show you how to do it.
Why don't you tell us what it is first, before you get to how to do it? What is spectroscopy? Why don't you define that monkey?
Or at least some areas of it. I'm going to focus on absorption and emission spectroscopy.
Yeah, absorption and emission spectroscopy. Yeah, that's correct. Now, there's different types of spectroscopy, right? We're not, that's outside the scope, right? NMR, X-ray, fluorescence, that's outside the scope of our discussion here today. So we're discussing, well, he's going to try to prove his suntard or his spheretard. I guess that's the whole mission here. So yes, absorption and emission spectrometry. I just showed you an absorption and emission spectrometer. Right? So here we go.
That's the intro is just me. I'll cover it.
Is this a container? What the hell is this? Was this in a container? Like I said, folks, I don't know where they got the containerless spectrometer. I don't know where they got that, but I digress.
Tiny bit of background of spectroscopy, who started it, where's it come from, and then I'll go into absorption emission, which is what mostly we'll use if we're going to look at.
No, that's what we only use.
Stellar objects, including the sun. I'll show you.
How the hell are you going to look at a stellar object? And I'd like to see this. What are you going to do? You're going to point this spectrometer to the sun? You would have to do it with this one because this is an atomic absorption spectrometer. So I don't know. This looks pretty big to me. What are you going to put it on your friggin' yellow spine back and point it up there? What a clown.
My spectrometer, that's the one in the picture at the beginning, and then we'll go
the
over.
Picture at the beginning with the With the Mercury one? You just contradicted yourself. He doesn't even know it. He was looking at emission line spectra. Does the sun put out emission line spectra, clown fuck? That's the question. Unbelievable.
The Fraunhofer lines, just basically how do we know what
Fraunhofer lines are just absorption line spectra.
So when a flurf says they don't know what
Flurf, you're the idiot smurfer. Don't say what flat earthers would say. You don't. That's a stereotype fallacy.
we don't know what the sun is, or
No, you don't know what the sun is. None of you idiots do. No one does. Yet we say that. We can back that shit up. I'm going to show that here today.
we do, it's just a luminous body. No.
It's just a luminous body. I've never said that. See, there goes your stereotype fallacy. That's why stereotypes are fallacies, because you train wreck yourself. Almost a dipshit.
We can do a lot better.
I'm sure.
And I'll show you how to do that. And then, of course, because who doesn't love a bit of James Webb at the moment, or
Who doesn't love James Webb? I don't. I don't love James Webb. I think he's passed away some time ago. So, do you love James Webb?
as the science communicator who gave me my
Oh, another science communicator. Oh, that's that same one. The leading scientist at his radio station.
channel name says, the Just Wonderful Space Telescope. And how can
Just one space telescope. It's out in a fairy tale. That now you brought it up. How can you have a telescope flying around a fairy tale second law of thermodynamics violating vacuum? Please, the floor is yours. On your next stream, I want you to state the second law of thermodynamics. I want you to give an example of the second law of thermodynamics in action, and then I want you to connect it with your fairy tale space telescope, James Webb love. Okay? Clown. Fuck.
we use something like that, plus some of the other stuff I do, to look for exoplanets and specifically life?
Oh, God, he's an evotard.
So that's hopefully what we...
He's looking for life on exoplanets. During your next stream, too, I know you're an evotard just by the dumbass statement that you made. Can you go into what is evotard evolution, post the scientific theory of evolution, and then I want to see the experiment that validated it, okay? On your next stream, dumb fuck.
we can get through. And if you're wondering, the picture in the background there is
yeah, we've been wondering.
A laser cavity. You're looking inside a laser there, and as I said, I play with
That's amazing.
lasers for a living, and that's a photo I took myself. So
You mean you did that all by yourself? I'll bet your parents are prouder than game roosters.
if you want to know about wavelengths and how we know what ones they are,
Wavelengths. I'll bet you this idiot thinks light's a wave. How much you want to bet? That's another bet I can't look at yet.
you can also build a laser, but I won't touch too much on them. So background is where we'll start, obviously. So most of you've probably seen something like this.
Yeah, it's on Pink Floyd album, Dark Side of the Moon. Where are you getting this white light source coming in here? You know, this direction. Where are you getting that? And what the hell is behind your black triangle here? What the hell is this? Is this gases in the fairy tale vacuum? Can't wait for that second law of thermodynamics discussion. So yeah, what's up with Pink Floyd here?
Yeah, the white light comes into the prism, and they
Yeah, where are you getting that white light from, by the way? What is that white light? That's a good question. Can you tell us what is that white light?
spreads, and you get the rainbow color coming out. And that's actually the basis of spectroscopy, at least the ones that I'm going to cover. Every wavelength of light will refract or diffract at slightly differently, which is what gives
That's astonishing.
you. This is what gives you rainbows in the atmosphere. But
It gives us rainbows in the atmosphere. What do you got? Prisms in the atmosphere? Oh, by the way, atmosphere? That's a paradox. It's a contradiction in terms, sunshine. Atmo means air. Air is a gas. Sphere is a shape. Gases have no inherent shape. So you're going to have to change your language here. because you're DOA currently.
But it also means that you can split colors of light up. And on top of that, different elements will emit and absorb different colors. And so we can use this as...
That's amazing. How does this prove your sphere tart and sun tart? We going to get to that?
a basis to basically tell a lot about the universe. If someone tells you...
It tells you a lot about the universe, huh? Yeah, these colors that tell us a lot about the universe. That's in a second law thermodynamics violating fairy tale vacuum. So the whole thing is crashed and burned.
We've got chemical X here. Well, this is the start, but...
well, did he say this is the stuff? Unbelievable. This is what I'm talking about, folks. He's almost a douchebag, and he talks about stuff. Excuse me.
The idea, well... Oh, sorry. Before we get to who had the idea, I do want to point out that I'm mainly going to be focusing on the visible part of the electromagnetic spectrum and towards the end.
Whoa. Visible part? This is light. You said electromagnetic? Light is made of photons. Photons are neither electric or magnetic. So how can they be electromagnetic? Por favor, on your next stream, I want you to explain to your audience why or how photons, which are neither electric or magnetic, are electromagnetic. I want you to explain that to everyone. And not induce a friggin' law of identity violation, clown.
We get to James Webb, obviously IR, but...
James Webb, IR. Is that the one? Didn't he say he loved him?
Spectroscopy can cover pretty much all of the electromagnetic spectrum. I mean, gamma rays, there actually are telescopes that do it, well, orbiting ones.
We got orbiting telescopes and a second law of thermodynamics violation. Unbelievable. He's a full-on clown. Look at him. Yeah, keep shutting up.
One of the first times that they backed up a gravitational wave detection with actual optical detection.
Now we're into gravitational waves. Just stick with train wrecking your spectroscopy self, okay? That you're coming outside your discipline with your gravy wave horse shit. You don't know what gravity... I'll tell you what. On your next stream, just keep marking these down because we got to know this because you made the claims. We want you to define gravity, and then we want you to scientifically validate it. Now, you don't have to do it yourself. Go get the paper that goes through the naturally observed phenomenon. I'm not even going to tell you the steps. We want scientific validation of gravity. And show us these gravy waves, by the way. What are these waves made of? Can you tell us that, clown?
And they also picked up the gamma ray burst coming off it. One of the...
Yeah, sure. And then Nicole married for love, and Pol Pot was her florist.
I remember going to a lecture by one of the professors at the university when they had that. So you can use...
When they had that, when they just told you, right? And you're just mindlessly parroting the horse shit like electromagnetic waves.
It's pretty much everything, and radio waves in astronomy are also very useful.
Radio waves in demonstrable pseudoscience. Yeah, that's very constructive.
But again, I'm going to focus on UV, Vis, and IR, mainly because, well, otherwise, where would I stop? How many hours has anyone got? How many days or so?
Oh, so he's given he's posturing here. Like he's got so much knowledge that he can go on for hours and weeks and days. Go on. Do it. I'm calling your bluff, fucktard. All in. All in. I will systematically fucking dismantle every piece of horseshit that comes out of your blowhole. I can promise you that. And I can do it in spades, son.
Someone, God, if I want to start talking.
Oh, God, he's starting to laugh. Another piece of colored tape somebody posted.
About more, because, otherwise won't stop.
Shut up.
Now, the person who generally gets credited with starting it is Isaac Newton. So,
that's your gravity guy, isn't it? Oh, you ball-tards? Isaac Newton, right? The universal law of gravitation, that's a theory, right? You know that shit. Shout out to Richard Feynman, who called universal law of gravitation a friggin' theory. Unbelievable. If he does that, this clown has no chance. Go eat some boogers.
Back when he was doing all of his work with light, he was the sort of one who really went into this. I mean, most of you familiar with an image.
He really went into this. Thank you. Boy, that's a detailed description.
Like this, where he splits the light. But Isaac Newton, on top of just doing that, noticing that different that you get the rainbow out, he did, I think, mention some of the dark lines that he saw.
Dark lines that he saw? Really? From what? Are you talking about absorption line spectra? Where'd he see that at? Yeah, I'd like you to go into that.
In using the sun, because he often used flames, the sun.
He used the sun and he got absorption lines. Really? Show! I want to see that. See, he's going to give up. He just gave up the ghost here already, if you haven't noticed it. This almost a dickhead thinks that the sun is emitting absorption bands. I shit you not. I will tell you that he's not only going to do it implicitly, he's going to come right out, show it, and say it further down in this presentation. That's how fucking retarded he is. He just intimated it with Isaac Newton, but he just brushed on the surface puke.
Various other light sources, but mainly fire and the sun to get.
Mainly fire. Did he say fire and the sun or fire in the sun? Let's go back 5 seconds.
Various other light sources, but mainly fire and the sun to get.
It sounds like fire and the sun. I don't know what the hell he's talking about, folks. Does he think the sun's on fire? I don't know. Hold on a second, guys. Somebody's interrupting me. All right, I'm back.
His light for these kind of images that you make, because they technically are an image, which I'll cover when I show my setup a bit later. But he was a weird guy. I mean, at one point he
was a weird guy. Isn't he a god of your gravitation? Right? And the laws of motion? Now he's a weird guy? Why are you objecting here, McBooger Eater? You're just going to let him go, right? No worries.
And he actually used a series of mirrors to stare at the sun and sent himself blind for a few days. He had to go hide in a dark room. And then found out that if you push on your eye, the actual eyeball in certain parts, you can trigger the flash.
Yeah, that's your eye, McBooger Eater, yes. Can you point at your boogers next?
So he got metal rods, like needles, and you can see the diagram.
Oh God, got needles. Oh, please don't say that. I have to eat my boogers here in a couple minutes. It's gonna make me nauseous.
In his book, I'm not going to show any pictures for it. And decided to stick them in his eye and push. But Huygens.
That's your gravity god. Oh, who we got next? Christian Huygens, right? This numpty was a wave idiot that's perpetuating. It has tentacles that's reaching out into the future. He's not only famous for that, right? Most of the audience knows about Christian Huygens, right? What did he do, according to you?
Huygens, who came after him, was one who noticed that different colors diffract or refract differently. This is what I was getting to.
His main one was light was a wave. Right? And then he conjured a light in the sky's radius based on Earth's radius that he didn't know. Yeah, he was of sound mind.
Why you get these ones. And then you come along, Joseph
Fraunhofer lines, they're absorption lines. Very key to our discussion here today. And the one that's going to train you into the incoherent oblivion, you clown fuck.
Fraunhofer, those are the Fraunhofer lines. He noticed that there were dark bands in the light coming from the sun.
Oh, really? And what does that mean? First, we want to see those bands coming from the sun. And then what does that mean?
Colors missing. And that was when they started to go into, maybe we can actually...
Ooh, maybe we can actually screw ourselves with that. Maybe we can adulterate it with our Tootsie Roll dicks. Yeah?
Use this. We can actually do something with this. Maybe those
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you'll do something with it.
dark bands, they're not random. They actually mean something. And they really...
Well, who said that they're random anyway? Is that just a feeble straw man fallacy? Yeah? Clown.
Really do. Some of the earliest spectrometers were as simple as this.
Spectrometers?
Flame, you have a prism just like I showed,
Yeah.
and then you have some way of viewing it.
Yeah. You getting absorption lines here? Are you getting, on your next stream, I want you to tell the audience whether they were getting, with your little fucking fairy tale diagram here, whether they were getting absorption line spectra from this. Yeah, next stream.
This is fairly simple, but you could generally tell the difference between certain basic elements, but I'll leave off how.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to leave off. You don't get detailed into much of anything here today. You train wreck yourself just with vague generalized surface puke. You can't get into any details because you don't fucking know. Only what you've been told, and whoever told you is imbecile.
For the next bit.
So I'm going to show that in spades. Listen, we're 10 minutes in. Are we going to get somewhere with this? Are we going to reach a point? Like proof of your sphere tard or what your sun tard's made of? You know, something. We're going to get there because this is just absolute surface puke. You've told us nothing. You see this black body radiation? Yeah. You see that, McBooger Eater? This black body radiation? He's going to hand you your ass here in a couple minutes. I don't know when I should start this. Let me feel my way through.
So I do want to cover one more thing before I get to individual elements, and that's black body radiation. Because
yep, there it is. That's where I'm going to stop it. Black body radiation. Oh, what are you looking at? What are you trying to find? That Tootsie Roll dick? Or did you drop a booger? Why ain't you stopping him? There's a problem. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to MC Booger Eater, Bouncing McBoogers. You guys might have forgot about this. Like I said, he spoke to this indirectly. This is about the sun. And remember bouncing McBoogers off the sun? Remember that? Let's take a little listen here just to refresh our memories.
Yes, a gas giant bounces radar.
So the sun's a gas giant. Even in your mindlessly regurgitated second law of thermodynamics violating, preschool basic reasoning defying, fairy tale spinning space monkey, belly laughing dumpster fire, ball hugging religion, the sun's not a gas giant. You uneducated science illiterate McBooger Eater. From the Plasma Science and Fusion Center, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT.edu. Plasma is often called the fourth state of matter, along with solid, liquid, and gas. Plasma is superheated matter, so hot that the electrons are ripped away from the atoms, forming an ionized gas. It comprises over 99% of the visible universe. In the night sky, plasma glows in the form of stars, nebulas, and even auroras that sometimes ripple above the north and south poles. That branch of lightning that cracks the sky is plasma. So are the neon signs along our streets. And so is our sun.
Fatality.
The star that makes life on Earth possible. You'd fail third grade Intro to General Science, McFuckwit. And radar doesn't bounce off gases, McClown. If it did, we wouldn't be able to deploy it on Earth. Cause? Wait for it now. We're surrounded by gases! Next block of instruction, how to observe when looking. By the way, radar bounces radio waves, i.e., reflects light off surfaces. Newsflash, McIdiot. Gases don't have surfaces, much less a reflective surface. Specifically to your belly laugher, from Science Daily, unlike rocky planets, which have a clearly defined difference between atmosphere and surface, gas giants do not have a well-defined surface. If it's not defined, that is, gases don't have a definite shape or volume, you're not bouncing squat off it, window licker.
Ronnie, stay giant.
And now a message from the paper towel Brawny. And finally, gases only emit and absorb in bands. That's very important. Did everyone hear that? Let me state that again. Gases only emit and absorb in bands. You remember my spectroscopy presentations, right? That was a key learning objective. I'd state it like 5 to 6 times during each presentation. Make sure you remember that. It's very, very important with this discussion. That is emission and absorption line spectra. But the sun itself emits a continuous spectra.
Oh, son of a... That's gonna leave a mark.
From NASA.gov, the spectrum of the sun appears as a continuous spectrum.
You dumbass.
So how can the sun, a gas giant according to you, emit a continuous spectrum when gases only emit and absorb in bands? Por favor.
You're busted.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself!
I think the sun is a physical object, and I think it is solid enough.
What the hell did you just say?
I think the sun is a physical object, and I think it is solid enough.
Say what?
Yes, a gas giant bounces radar.
How in the world can a
Gas giant
be
solid enough?
you dumbass cracker?
Calling all cars. We have
Numpty dipshit.
all cars, please assist. All cars, please assist.
We haven't even touched on the 2 skull crushers just yet, and your sun-bounced dreamland parroted fantasy is worse off than the Hindenburg.
Radar is just electromagnetic radiation, right?
Wrong. Radar is light. Light consists of photons. Photons are neither electric or magnetic. You're just mindlessly parroting what you've been told without any due diligence or scrutiny. An incoherent 6-year-old can do your job, clown. This clinical level Dunning-Kruger numpty dipshit's entire game is find something his wiki Google pseudoscience priests vomit, lap up the surface puke, and mindlessly bagak it. Then, if any of his brain-dead nested listeners don't open up their honey creeper beaks wide to receive a bellyful of his mindlessly regurgitated wiki surface puke putrid cud, he says,
Now, if you don't like this, you just go ahead and deny it, and then confirm that you are a uneducated science denier.
That's it. That's all he's got. Here he goes again.
Give me your evidence that you know what the sun is first of all before you... But it's physical. It's physical. You want to deny it, you are a science denier. I love it when you confirm that you are a science denier.
Whoa, whoa there, Professor. Can you go a little lighter on the white paper technical language? It's physical. The laymen are having a hard time keeping up. Moreover, McBooger Eater, Newsflash, identifying the characteristics of something, that is, answering what is questions, isn't natural science. Natural science only adjudicates predictional suppositions of natural cause and effect relationships. That is, explaining the hows and the whys, not describing the whats and the ises, McMoron. Thanks again for exposing your silly wabbit science wackuman. Again. Sorry, folks. Everything up to this point is mere bare bones, basic, fundamental knowledge. And you got all of it. Wrong. Woefully pathetic. If you're part of the McMoron, McFraud, McBooger Eater fan club, I'm deeply sorry for your crushing losses, and think this numpty dipshit of megalithic proportions can recover from the shellacking he's taken thus far, and you gotta be a real dumber than a bag of hammers mouth-breathing knuckle-dragger to even entertain that possibility for a microsecond, then from this point on, I'd turn away. Because it's time to get medieval on McMoron and annihilate this booger-eating ball-tard schmuck permanently.
Anyway, the important thing here is how long it took. That's the critical thing. I pulled it out. Sorry, there it is. There, I pulled the numbers. The first publication says the radar bounce took approximately 1,000 seconds. The second, approximately 16 minutes, or 960 seconds, giving us a mean of 980 seconds, plus or minus 20 seconds. Radar is traveling at the speed of light. The speed of light, we know. We can use the amount of time it took to bounce and the speed of light to get the distance to the sun.
Oh, what do you mean? Oh, wow, man.
You just stepped all in it, numpty. Just so we're clear, overall, this isn't and has nothing whatsoever to do with natural science. Now, I can pulverize your mindless, unsupported bounce parrot on any number of fronts. Photons traveling through a second law of thermodynamics violating fairy tale vacuum, free space path loss, wave propagation when they're not even waves. But allow me to run home to mama on this one and go outside the box. It was 14 years ago, one of my first presentations. I released it on 3 Christian forums and multiple physics forums. The feedback was profuse laughter, mocking, and ridicule. I said, okay, all right, I'll just wait. 3 months ago, Veritasium essentially streamed my exact presentation. Let's see what he has to say about your "we can tell how far away it is because we can time it" fiasco. Veritasium, if you would, my good sir.
The speed of light is exactly 299,792,458 meters per second. But hear me out. In this video, I will prove to you that light may never actually travel at this speed. And I can say that because no one has actually measured it.
Uh-oh! Uh-oh! Uh-oh!
You want to know what this rate actually is?
A convention. It's known as the Einstein synchronization convention.
It's also a textbook example of
petitio principii, the logical fallacy of begging the question. A particular argument which commits the fallacy of begging the question, a circular argument.
Because you're coming outside the framework of that man-made convention and making claims upon reality. From Albert Einstein, Relativity, the Special and General Theory, authorized translation by R.W. Lawson, 1961, pages 22 and 23. Regarding the speed of light, it would thus appear as though we were moving here in a logical circle. In the same reference regarding the one-way speed of light, Einstein concludes that light requires the same time to traverse the path A to M as for the path B to M is in reality neither a supposition nor a hypothesis about the physical nature of light, but a stipulation which I can make of my own free will in order to arrive at a definition of simultaneity. Ergo, the speed of light, that is the average two-way speed, is merely a convention that we've agreed upon. Therefore, your feeble, fumbling appeal of, we can time it, implying that you can calculate a distance to the sun, is heretofore crushed into the incoherent oblivion. Let's wrap this on up.
Our inability to measure the one-way speed of light.
What you talking about, Willis?
That's what I'm talking about. All your pseudoscientists have is the average two-way speed. But they make like and tell all their parishioners that they know the absolute value of C. They will never, ever validate the one-way speed of light. It's impossible to know. Forever illusory. Which not only reconfirms astronomy, astrophysics, and cosmology, belly laugher pseudosciences, which are based on logical fallacy, but deals a death blow.
Fatality.
To your mindlessly parroted, bumbling, McGoober, radar sunbounce. How you like them apples? You nose fruit schnoz particle chef? Even if you did know the one-way speed of light, which you or anyone else never will, you must know the precise makeup of the medium between Earth and the Sun. It's most certainly not a second law of thermodynamics violating fairy tale vacuum, that's for sure.
Prepare for a variety of pharmacy.
Some jerk put ads in this video. Time to release my wolf pups. It's feast time. You ready for the ringer, numpties? And no, it's not the whites. In fact, it's the black. It is. Pay close attention. This is going to have direct ramifications for our ongoing discussion with Almost a Douchebag. The ringer, a.k.a. the black, a.k.a. my little fret. So radar uses light to reflect off of objects, yes? In this case, the sun, correct? Well, the sun is a black body.
Uh-oh!
A black body's reflectivity is much like the collective Baltard IQ. 0. So, can you tell us how in the flying Fukuyama can you reflect light off a black body when black bodies don't reflect light? Por favor. Can you riddle us that, crayon munchers? You bumbling, boneheaded Dunning-Kruger bozos take, then run with any and all claims given to you by your pseudoscience priests at Wiki and Discovery Channel without a whiff of due diligence or scrutiny. Why? I know why. Because you're fanatical religitard zealots that couldn't tell your ass from a pipe wrench. That's why. This tear-jerking belly laugher has no less than 4 paradoxes. 4! I'd bet the farm if your wiki priest told you were facultative anaerobe woodpeckers, all we'd hear is... everywhere we went. Listen up, you woodpecking window lickers. From one of the most prestigious universities in the entire world, Brown University, brown.edu. The sun is a black body.
Oh, yeah.
From Science Direct, section 1.14.4.1, black body radiation. A black body is a body that absorbs all wavelengths of light. No light is reflected.
Uh-oh!
and therefore at low temperature it appears black. Emission from a black body is temperature dependent, and at high temperature, a black body will emit a spectrum of photon energies that span the visible range, and therefore it will appear white. The sun is an example of a high temperature black body. Section 2. Absorptivity. A black body's surface completely absorbs external irradiation.
Fatality.
Regardless of direction and wavelength distribution. Its surface absorptivity is always 1. So alpha wavelength equal alpha equal 1. The reflectivity of a black body is always 0. End of citation. And a belly laugher end to your feebly pathetic, mindlessly parroted dumpster fire of epic proportions. You'd have better luck bouncing a McButtermilk McBisquick McBiscuit off a baboon, McBooger eater.
But here is the publication. You can look at it yourself. You can read all about it yourself. V.R. Eshelman, R.C. Barthy, and P.P. Gallagher.
Say hello to my little friend!
Psst, McBooger eater. You will never, ever recover.
Hey!
Hello. It's for you.
Yeah?
You've just been erased.
Yes, sir. All right, let's take a break. Wow. All right, what do we got going on out here? Boy, there's a lot of messages. You guys have been pretty active in chat. Let's see what we got here. Take a couple-minute break. We got some super chats. I forgot where I left off. We got Dank. I think we already did Dank. And we got AP Jude. Man, you are all over this super chat. Thank you. Appreciate that. And we have AB Jude. Game over. Yeah, the game's been over for a long time, but it was over for him during that numpty clip. But keep that in mind, guys, on that black body, because we're headed right back to it, because like I showed you, let's put that over there. Got that back. There we go. So remember the black body radiation, right? Well, that's what we were just talking about. See, that's why he's looking down. This guy, I don't know what the hell he's doing. Yeah, we'll just take a break in place. Oh, it's already been an hour and 10 minutes. We're going to be here for a while. That's what it's looking like to me. That's all right. You guys got no place else to go. I don't. It's a Thursday night. Where are you going to go? Bingo? What was that song with Bingo? B-I-N-G-O. B-I-N-G-O. And Bingo was his name. Oh, that's all I can remember. Yeah, we'll get back to these numpties here in a bit. I just wanted to make sure that you heard what McBooger Eater said concerning the sun and his radar sun bounce and black body radiation and such. Yeah, because almost the douchebag is going to debunk him. He isn't going to, and McBooger Eater is just going to remain silent. It's a good idea. You're already exposed anyway. What else is going on out there, guys? Oh. Yeah, like I said, thanks for the super chat, guys. We appreciate that. Nathan, you're still out here? Jeez, oh boy, is it getting late for you? Are you guys talking about computers out here? Nathan. Oh, boy. Miss any super chats? I probably... Guys, if I missed them, I'm sorry. It's hard to do this all by me onesie. Even though they're listed. Yeah. I don't think I missed any good. I'm still here. Don't worry. It'll be okay. Angle of Elevation says Thursdays are great for mocking how dumb McToon is. Yeah, he's scary stupid. But he thinks he's an intellectual. That's beyond scary to me. You should have heard the first part. I didn't play the first part of the presentation. I just wanted to hone in on the subject matter that was relevant to the discussion that's going on right now involving McBooger Eater and his buddy, almost a douchebag. All right, let's get the right screen. That's a long enough break. Here we go.
Stellar objects, you also need to, I guess, have a solid understanding of what that is. And
solid understanding of what is stellar objects. Is this a stellar object? Let's be fair to you. I'm going to pull a J on you. Just in case we missed something, we'll go back 10 seconds. Let's go back 20 seconds. How about that? There we go.
Certain basic elements, but I'll leave off how for the next bit. So I do want to cover one more thing before I get to individual elements, and that's black body radiation, because if you're looking at stellar objects, you also need to, I guess, have a solid understanding of what that is. And basically everything emits a black body spectrum.
What? Everything emits a black body spectrum, really? What about full silver mirrors? Do they release a black body spectrum? What a dumb fuck thing to say. What? What on earth? What? I'll tell you another. What about your mercury gas lamp? Yeah, you failed to tell them that it was a gas lamp, by the way. What about your mercury gas lamp? Is that a black body? You dumbass cracker. Like I said, he's an idiot on a fundamental second grade level. And he's almost a douchebag. What the hell is this? Is that your McBooger Eater poker?
It emits black body radiation. Now, black body in science is a very idealized...
In science, you don't know what science is. I already told you. Jalapeno, concertina wire. You get it.
Model of what's going on.
It's an idealized a model of what?
It's something that is in perfect thermal equilibrium with the environment, which most things aren't. But like most things in science, you start with a basic description and you go from there.
No, you don't. No. Science, no, you just compromise yourself again. You don't go with descriptions. Any moron can describe something using a fairy tale man-made convention that they conjured, right? That's not what actual scientists do, Crayon Muncher. You see, actual scientists are in the business of explaining the cause of natural phenomena. Explanations. This idiot doesn't know the difference between descriptions and explanations, number one. Number two, he doesn't have a science acumen to speak of. And he's commenting on this like he's some type of authority.
With something general, and then you can get more specific. And in this...
That's not science. Where's the hypothesis in the experiment?
this case, you can actually make a very, very accurate model, even if things don't fit with it perfectly.
You can make a very, very accurate model, which is a reification fallacy, even though that some things that just don't fit within it. Makes perfect sense. What a clown.
It's like maths. Maths is a tool with which we can use to describe.
Maths. What does maths have to do with this? It doesn't have anything to do with natural science, that's for sure. Because maths deal with descriptions. Is that what you just said? Let's roll back.
Don't fit with it perfectly. It's like maths. Maths is a tool with which we can use to describe reality well.
Oh, to describe. We've been over that topic here lately over the past couple days. Yeah, so math is used to describe, but natural science doesn't have anything to do with or descriptions. It only deals with explanations. So there's a contradiction right there, clown. And you're wrapped up within a reification fallacy model.
Well, this is another tool that comes out of the maths. But if you want...
What's another tool that comes out of the maths? I thought maths was the tool. What's another tool that comes out of maths? Let's go back.
Which we can use to describe reality well. This is another tool that comes out of the maths. But if you want...
What's another tool that comes out of the maths? You don't go in, you never say anything. It's just, it's incoherent drivel.
Evidence for the fact that it works.
What works? What the hell are you talking about?
You're looking at it.
I'm looking at what? What's working here? What the hell? This McBooger eater poker. What is this? What do you mean it works? What the hell does that mean? This is a joke. This is a joke. He's almost a douchebag, and this is his explanation of this? My word.
When everything emits pretty much most wavelengths of radiation.
What? I'm not dealing with that again.
But the hotter it gets, the more light it emits, and the bluer the color. So most of it's in the infrared. So like you and I, if we're looking in the thermal infrared, we can't see.
Well, he's like, do you think like you're educating anyone? I mean, this is just rudimentary retard stuff, low level. We're almost 12 minutes in. Are you going to present some type of evidence for your sphere-tard or suntard for us? We haven't gotten there yet. What is taking you so long? The majority of this is just disconnected, superficial puke. It's surface drivel. And incoherent.
See that with our eyes. We need a camera. Some animals can see it.
Oh, brother.
But if you heat things up, eventually we can see it. So hot metal is the go-to.
You mean we can see hot metal? Oh, profound there, Professor.
Certain, if you put even metal in a Bunsen burner, you can heat it up enough to do it.
Really? That's amazing. That's astonishing. I guess that's why McBooger Eater brought you on here. What the fuck is going on? What is going on here? Besides retard. That's all this is. You're retarded, is what you are, sir.
Same thing for fireworks, too.
Oh, my God, fireworks. What the hell is this? I guess this is the maths.
The reason, but they're doing...
Where's the fireworks here? I don't see any fireworks.
Something slightly different. There's a few things going on there. But I do...
Few things going on where? Who, what, when, where, why, and how? Fuck.
I want to cover some numbers. And of course, if the math scares you, don't worry, I'm not going to get...
We're not scared of the maths. You have no idea of mathematics. None. I can just tell just by the way you're carrying yourself. You're absolutely clueless. Planck relation. Oh, you got a big problem in your maths. Does anyone see it? We kind of just went over it in the numpty clip from McBooger Eaters. concerning the speed of light? Yeah. You see, everything in any, ask any actual mathematician. They're going to tell you that each variable has to be rigorously defined, right? What am I looking at right here? What's this little c? Would that be the speed of light? Perhaps. If it is, say goodnight to your fairy tale fucking equation. And I already went over with this. So you're finished.
Too busy in it. I'm just going to talk about what it means. The first one, the Planck relation, is equals hf. That just says for every frequency or wavelength of light, you have an associated energy. And it's quantized.
Quantized? What's that mean? You're going to go into that?
Was what Planck did, and he's actually a really good example of a scientist who was really good at science, even though he had personal convictions against the work he was doing. He didn't actually believe this equation was correct.
Believe this equation? He's a scientist. What belief shouldn't be located within 750 billion light years of the word science? It should be nowhere. They are so far, they are diametrically opposed. And now he's relating it to a fucking equation. God, you're clueless.
Correct. He didn't believe in quantum mechanics.
Oh, God.
He believed in classical, but he's like, but the maths works.
He believed in classical? What, like Mozart or Beethoven? Is that what he believed in? This guy's an abject clown.
And if the maths didn't work, we'd end up with a problem.
How do maths work? On your next stream, I want you to define mathematics, give an example of mathematics, and give an example of how it works. And define work, and then connect the two. Okay? Clown show?
Problem where you'd end up with infinite energy scenarios, which you just can't do.
Like the ultraviolet catastrophe. Is that what you're speaking of? Why didn't you just say that? Is somebody feeding this idiot? Like some moron? Who knows?
But he's like, here, this makes the maths work, and then he derived the...
So what makes the maths... I thought the maths just worked. So something else is making the maths work. What makes the maths work? Fucking calculator? Like I said, folks, just disconnected, incoherent drivel.
Planck function. If you're wondering what that weird bunch of maths looks like, that's just the graph on the right-hand side.
So this is a graph, okay? That makes perfect sense.
All it is that for a given for a given temperature, the other variables too, we've got, well, actually the other terms there are generally fixed. So C, speed of light, H.
Oh, there it is. Speed of light. You announced it. Turn out the lights. No pun intended. Party's over. They say it all. You're a clown. You are an abject clown. Thank you.
Planck's constant from above. But when
we're 13 minutes and 20 seconds into this, I have yet to hear anything regarding his spheretard or the suntard. Nothing. He's a pretender clown. He's a fraud. This is nothing but hyperbolic bullshit to mesmerize the train wreck retards out in the audience full of ball-tards. That's all this is. You think they understand this? You don't even understand it.
When you map them out for different temperatures, which is capital T, you can see that not only do you get more radiation coming off, more intense light, but it also...
Coming off of what? What are we talking about here? Are we getting radiation off the mathematics? What are you talking about?
The peak goes bluer and bluer, and that's exactly what we saw earlier with the picture of...
Of what? Picture of what?
Basically the metal heating up, and this...
The metal heating up? I didn't see any blue. Did anyone... Where are we at here? 1338. Let's go back to his McBooger Eater poker. Well, then you go back. I hit it. Nope. Oh, there it is. I don't know. Does that look blue to you? Blue Bayou McBooger Eater poker. What a clown. Oh, I think we went too far past. Yeah, we did. Oh, yeah. Can't wait for that.
Peak wavelength will come from, which is this thing B.
Wait a second. This thing B? Yeah. What the hell is room temperature 9/9 micrometers? What the fuck? What the hell is that?
It's just a constant that incorporates.
What's the temperature in here, honey? 9/9 micrometers.
A number of those variables. These are.
Wait, isn't that one?
Temperature. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering, oh, sorry, that should be a point there, not a slash.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough.
But it's 9.9 micrometers, which is far out from what we can see. We're about 700
It's far out.
nanometers, so we're more than an order of magnitude. Well, so no, three orders of magnitude more than
3 orders of magnitude.
No, 1 order of magnitude more.
What is it? 1? No, 3? No, 1? What? Make up your mind.
More than what we can see with the.
Who gives a shit anyway? What are you? Does anyone know what the fuck he's talking about? I don't. What's all this? What's this big arrow in here? What's this shit? What are you talking about? What's getting to 5,000 Kelvin? What's spectral radiance? I'm trying to read this sideways. It's not telling us what this is. What is this? Who knows?
The human eye for room temperature. So the maths works out. We shouldn't see it, but when you heat something up to even a few thousand, like you get in a blast furnace, yeah,
that's what you're in right now.
You'll see it, and we do.
Yeah. Oh, we're seeing it.
But again, I don't want to spend too much time on.
Of course you don't, because the more time you spend on it, the more train wrecks of a dumpster fires you have. My word.
On the maths, unless people have questions.
Most people have questions. We already dealt a death blow. You're finished with that little C.
But what it does.
What the hell is this? Let's go. Spectrum of solar radiation, Earth. Does the Earth give off solar radiation? I guess the stuff that reflects off it, right? Sunlight without atmospheric absorption. Whoa. First, we got a problem with atmospheric. I think we already went over this. You're going to have to clear up these slides. On your next stream, I want you to clear this slide up. So, atmo means air. Air is a gas. Sphere is a shape. Gases have no inherent shape. And what are you talking about? The sunlight without atmospheric absorption. Uh-oh. What atmosphere? Are you talking about the Earth's atmosphere? Are you saying that the Earth's atmosphere absorbs some of that light? He's just debunked himself. Remember, he's given up the ghost already. He's going to give it up in spades. It's going to become more clear later on. But you've got big problems here, Sunshine. We already dealt with the black body. Sunlight at sea level. And here we go again. Atmospheric absorption bands. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Everyone remember this. This is very important. The absorption bands here and absorption. They should have said bands, same thing. There's going to be absorption bands. Just take that in.
Give us is this picture, and I'll be coming back to it.
This is not a picture. This is a diagram.
Later, but this is why I spend all that time.
This is a graph. It's not a picture.
Is the sun is hot. So
Yep. That's why we got almost a douchebag here for us presenting. The sun is hot. OMG.
It's got a very, very obvious black body spectrum, and that is where...
Ooh, black body. So the sun's a black body. How is McBooger Eaters bouncing light waves off it then? That's the question. Right? You do understand that black bodies, we just went over this in spades, don't reflect any light. Its absorptivity or reflectivity is fucking zero, like your IQ.
Most of the light comes from. It comes from that energy that you're releasing because it's more or less in thermal equilibrium. Now, you'll notice that the solar spectrum in yellow doesn't quite match up with it. And that's, as I said, the black body is an idealized scenario, but when you take into account...
But it doesn't match up. Okay.
That there are a few other things going on, then it actually...
Like what?
It fits pretty damn well, and it gives us a temperature. And you'll notice that, especially for longer wavelengths, it fits really, really nicely. Also, interestingly enough, about 500, just above 500 is where it peaks. That's actually in the green. So technically, if anything, just in terms of, you know, how much light is coming out, or number of photons, the sun is green. But you can't really say...
I thought it was blue.
Most of the energy comes from the green part of the spectrum, because that's not technically true, but you get more green light than any other.
Then what was your little discussion before about blue? Who knows?
Most of the energy is still in the infrared, hence, yeah, the sun is hot, but that's also...
The sun is hot again. That's profound. Thanks for that. Now that you confirmed it. Whew. Honey, the sun's hot.
The infrared is a fairly big region. And what I'll get to is how we know this other red one, but we'll come back to that. But so far, the maths and what we see is perfect.
What maths? Where's the maths at? On your previous slide. Is that what it is? Unbelievable.
But I know a lot of flat earthers will be like, yeah, no.
Uh-oh, stereotype fallacy. You know a lot of flat earthers are like what?
But you have to do it yourself.
You have to do what you're... No, I never said that. I'm a flat earther. See, that's what stereotype fallacies... That's the result of using a stereotype fallacy. You just smash your face in with a spade shovel. I never said that. I never even thought it. Idiot. I didn't say that. I know spectroscopy. Spectroscopy has been done for decades. Right? Remember I showed you this? See? This is an atomic absorption spectrometer. Okay? This is an atomic emission spectrometer. So I know that these actually work. Yeah, I do. They can tell you what stuff's made of. But you're not putting one of these things on your back and pointing at your fairy tale suntard. I'll tell you that shit. Sunshine, please explain to... Oh, he ain't going to explain anything. Anyway, we're going to get to the point eventually. Maybe at midnight. We'll see. We'll get somewhere, hopefully.
So to do that, I do need to discuss absorption and emission, and then we'll get into me actually doing it.
Discussing absorption versus emission. Fair enough. Even though I just showed an absorption spectrometer and an emission spectrometer, right? Are you going to show that?
So
nope.
This is just going to play.
This is what? What the? I can't see anything in here. What is it?
Come on.
Come on.
Yes. So this is what
that makes it clear. Oh, isn't this mercury?
I had at the beginning. So this is one that I have playing. You can just see it. You simply turn a lamp on, and if you've got a...
What type of lamp? Is that lamp in a container? Remember that thing you said in the beginning about you're laughing about? I guess somebody said you got to have it in a container. Somebody intelligent. All right. Is this in a container? It's so hard to friggin' see here, folks. It's if it's a lamp, it's in a container. And if it's mercury, guess what which state is mercury in this lamp? Almost a douchebag. You should be able to tell me, since you have emission lines from it. Remember the key learning objective before? Gases only emit and absorb in bands. So this must be a mercury gas lamp. And I'll tell you, it's in a fucking container.
The rest correctly, you'll see it. Now, what you're looking at here is a mercury lamp. So you're just pumping.
You're pumping. This guy's a pumper.
Electrically pumping mercury. You're pumping a lot of energy in, and that energy.
Oh, so you're pumping energy in to in and around this mercury gas. So guess what it's going to emit when that gas gets really hot? Inside a container, by the way. Right? Remember the key learning objectives? Gases only emit and absorb in bands. This is not a shocking surprise, you dumbass cracker.
Energy, obviously, some of it comes out in the form of light. But unlike a black body spectrum, which is more than...
Oh, wait a second. Wait, unlike a black body spectrum, I thought just before everything was a black body. Didn't he say that? Contradicted yourself again. Unbelievable. Why don't you show that the silver mirrors? The full silver mirrors. I want to see that as a black body too.
Continuous. If it's really hot, you'll see kind of a rainbow color when you do this, hence the picture at the beginning.
Brother.
You also see that you get distinct bands.
Yeah.
So you get...
Yeah, it's not... This is not rocket science there, idiot. It's just an emission line, Spectre.
Lines that come out rather than those straight lines. And that...
There's just lines that come out rather than the straight lines. I don't know. I can't... Are they straight lines or are they curved? I can't tell from here. That didn't make any damn sense.
So you get lines that come out rather than those straight lines. And that comes from something else that's going on.
Oh, no.
Molecules, when you're talking about electrons, and if we're in the visible region, this is what we end up moving around, they have energy levels. And like anything, if you're not pumping energy and everything wants...
Like I told you, folks, he's a pumper.
Go what's known as the ground state, the lowest energy state. And a good analogy is water running downhill.
You sure that's a good analogy? All right.
If you just dump a bunch of water at the top of a mountain, it will run to the bottom. And if you want...
Really? Well, what about your sphere tard? You know, the sphere tard's supposed to be curved, right? And it blocks stuff because there's a hump in the way. Why isn't that water flowing down the other side? Using your fuckwit analogy here, right? It has a direct relationship to that scenario. Can you riddle us that on your next stream, please?
Want to get it back up, you have to have a pump or some system. Or
he's a pumper, folks. So, almost a douchebag. So, you're telling me in the oceans, right, on the other side of your curved tard, that there's like pumps that pump the water back up it? Is that what you're saying? Fucking clown.
To move it. And same with atoms, and I've just got a very simplified two-level system.
Oh, yeah, this is pretty friggin' pedestrian.
If the energy of the light, also HF can be written as H nu. That's nu and not V.
Oh, God.
It does look like a V.
Oh, thanks for that addition. That's real helpful to the discussion. Folks, we are 18 minutes into this discussion and have yet to hear a single sphere tard or sun tard proof. While we're young, okay? Clowns.
It does, and that got me for a lot, but I got told off by some of my professors. No. You want to write new when you're doing it.
Oh, brother.
Since this... Yeah, okay, I'm going to listen to them. It's the same.
That's all you do. That's why you're in the predicament that you're in. Because you just merely listened to them and mindlessly regurgitated, parroted what they said. That's why you're here. Because you're a fuckwit.
Same thing, it's just frequency. So you're putting the same numbers in, it's just how you represent it. We can play around with that. So yeah.
I'm sure you got many things to play around with.
If anything, yeah, just so no one's confused. So all this is...
Oh, no one's confused in my audience. They know for an absolute fact that you're a pretender clown, numpty dipshit, clinical level, Dunning-Kruger fraud.
Saying is that when the energy of that light coming in that photon matches the energy difference, you'll get absorption. You'll move between them.
Wow.
And if that relaxes and that electron comes back down, you'll get that photon coming back out. And they'll be the same.
Does it come back in the same direction? Next stream, answer that.
In color, if we're talking about more or less the exact same color.
And the significance of that, of your answer, by the way.
We're talking about elemental absorption emission. If you want to get into molecules.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, again, how many hours do you want and how many?
All in!
Of these ladder diagrams do you want? We'd go.
It got fucking do 7 offsuit.
It gets more complex.
There we go. Gets more complex. Thanks for that little addition.
Yeah, that's it.
Just go back and eat your boogers.
To say it gets more complex is almost an understatement. Even I don't fully understand it. And this is what my honors was in. And
honors. You're an honorable douchebag.
I still deal with this, but mostly at the moment I'm lucky. I just pick one transition I'm after, and I go looking.
You just pick boogers, probably his, and then he eats them
for it. But
what? That didn't constitute a but.
The main takeaway is that you can put, and if the light matches the energy gap, it's like, and again, it's like climbing a ladder. You can't step high.
Okay, you can't step higher than we're
halfway.
Away from the water analogy.
Between a rung, you have to step on the rungs, so you need the energy to be perfect. Then that light will go.
So the energy's quantized. In other words, of course, you won't get into that because you'd get your ass handed to you.
Missing, and if you have enough energy there, then you can get
the
light coming out at the same wavelength. Now you can make this go up also using thermal energy and electrical energy.
That's amazing.
Which is actually.
You're going to get, listen, I'm losing the will to live. Can you get somewhere? We're damn near at 20 minutes.
The two main ways you power a laser, if anyone's interested.
We're not.
You can optically pump it. So yeah, you can
actually. He's a pumper.
Run a laser using another laser, which is how a lot of people do it in research. I've done that. But
how a lot of people do it in research. Well, what if they're researching beluga whales? Are they pumping light into it? You're just an idiot. Just a vague, superficial idiot.
And that for a laser pointer, because that's pretty pointless.
Yeah, like your whole presentation. Oh, my God, he's going to do this. Oh, we got a problem here, Sunshine. Increasing energy of orbits. There are no orbits surrounding atoms. Yeah, so this is all train wreck, right? Right at the top right here, train wrecks the whole thing. Electron orbitals. This is from McGraw-Hill.com. Electrons are said to occupy orbitals in an atom. The term orbital is somewhat erroneous, as electrons do not orbit around the nucleus. But that's what he's showing. My word. These orbitals also do not really exist. I think you're going to have some problems here. They are mathematical. There you go. There's your mathematical tools. They are mathematical constructs which make use of a wave function. Why? We were talking about this past couple days. That describes the motion of an electron. Now, if that doesn't fire up your britches, let's go to Walter Lewin, professor of physics, MIT, and we'll just shut the fucking door on this. These discrete energy levels are frequently represented in high school and college textbooks. Definitely he got that from a high school textbook. As circular orbits. They compare the electrons around the nucleus with planets going around the sun in well-defined orbits. That is a misconception. Did you see that right there? Misconception for sure. No doubt about it. They are not orbits. You're debunked. All the horse shit that you just spoke about is all debunked. It's over. That was easy.
But anyway, some people also are familiar with this diagram. I just threw it in because it's the same thing.
Because you got it from high school. It's the same thing. It's the same debunked horseshit.
Just want to show that there are more energy levels. The other one was just a nice simplified version.
Yeah, who cares?
So main takeaway is that you get the colors associated with those energy gaps.
Amazing.
And that's a bit
What
simplified.
the hell is this? What the hell is he saying?
A picture of the electron.
Yeah, because
orbit.
it's
Yes.
coming from a simple mind. Thank you. Yes. Why are you smiling? Because he's a dumb fuck. Jeez. I want to know what the hell this. What the hell? What do you call this? A continuous emission line spectra?
I'm trying to balance here, not getting too bogged down in details.
That's a fine think of it, right?
Yeah. But the result is also really, really cool. What it means.
Just shut the hell. Go sit in the corner, okay? McBooger eater. Go sit in the corner over there with your slobber nurses. If we need any snacks or any refreshments, I'll signal your slobber nurses and you can help them bring us over refreshments. Other than that, just sit down and shut the fuck up.
Is that because all the atoms out or the elements out there have different electrical structures, different number of electrons to protons.
Amazing. What is this? Is this a continuous emission spectra there, Sunshine? Is that what where'd you get this? Huh. Remember this, folks. A continuous emission line spectra.
Protons, and even then,
military intelligence is blushing.
Some of the ions will be different from their neutral counterparts. The ion is just you've put a charge on it. So generally speaking, in what we'll see today, it's when you pull an electron off. Then you'll have a unique ladder. You'll have a unique energy structure that means that you get unique emission lines. And of course, if I reverse this round and I put the light back in, I'll see those as.
If you put the light back in, what? What light, and what are you putting it back into? That doesn't make any damn sense.
Dark bands in absorption.
You're going to get dark bands when you put light back into what? That was non sequitur from the Black Lagoon. And this is a fiasco right here, folks.
We can see here the different some of the different lines against a kind of a continuous background.
Against the continuous, where'd you get the continuous background from? Did somebody put that in there? They better have, because you're not getting this. A continuous emission spectra. That's a fucking married bachelor.
Interesting enough, if you're looking at if you want a good evidence that this works.
That what works? What? You haven't identified the what? He's a moron.
Have a look at a fireworks display.
Oh, God. Is this a fireworks display? These look like containers to me. Okay? Yeah, they look like containers with pretty colors. I'll guarantee you there's gas in these containers. How much you want to bet? We got mercury. The McBooger eater's blocking it up here. Mercury, oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen. What the hell's going on here?
Oh, yeah. You can also do lamps out of it and get the different.
Yeah, these are lamps. Yeah, they're gas lamps, right? Idiot. You can also get what out of them? If you're firing up a gas, making it really exciting, what is it going to emit? Remember from our key learning objectives, that's what I stated, by the way, is that gases only emit and absorb in bands.
Colors, and it's multiple wavelengths, which is why they're interesting colors. But yeah, so this is over my.
What the hell is this? Is this proof of your sphere tard or the sun tard?
My hometown, because we have one of the biggest firework displays in the world. I think.
Oh, you do. Overcompensate much.
The biggest New Year's.
Yep, there you go. The biggest twice.
Fireworks display.
Sure you do.
Pretty consistently.
So they got the biggest one consistently. No, you guys ain't overcompensating. Not at all.
But yeah, if you want to see some good things go bang,
What? If we don't see bangs, you idiot window licker, you hear bangs. You see lights. Got it? This is the level that we're at here, folks. From almost a douchebag PhD.
Well, you know where to be on the end of this.
Yeah, not near you, not anywhere near this. Because you're a danger to yourself and others.
December. So, but the different colors there come from the fact that they load the fireworks with different elements.
What does this have to fucking do with anything?
Firework detonates. Well, there's a lot of energy in that, and some of that energy goes to heat, and that drives the emission. Because you pump the electrons up and then they relax and you see that coming out as all the pretty colors. Generally, if you see bright red in
all the pretty guys into the pretty colors.
Fireworks, that's it.
So is he over here. Just show him one like a piece of colored tape. Keep him busy for hours.
It's a good indication you've got strontium. And of course, you can start mixing color.
Strontium, boy, that sounds sciencey. I'll bet you that people in the audience, you know, the brain dead baltards out there are highly impressed.
I guess is the green flecks I can see in there probably coming from could be barium.
Barium anima.
Barium or calcium.
Oh god.
Again, if I wanted to tell exactly what they are, I can run them through a spectrometer, which is the next part. But
what spectrum? What spectrometer? What the hell? I don't know. It's not even that he's wrong.
Again, yeah, if you want a good example of how this works.
How what works? What the fuck is working here? What, fireworks work? You put a spark to them. That's how they work. Holy shit.
Fireworks, lamps.
Lamps?
If you want a good...
Yeah, that's what we already discussed those. The gas lamps. Keyword gas. Lamps in a container.
Test for... black body spectrum, how they work. Just
black body spectrum, how they work. From what?
Turn on an old incandescent bulb.
Oh my god!
How they work.
What does this have to do with anything? I'll tell you what, you're about to piss me off. You better get to a fucking point. I'm gonna take a giant dump on you. You almost a douchebag.
It's also why they feel really warm.
Oh my.
Because they have to get quite hot, and you're losing a lot of energy to infrared, so they're not the most efficient way to light something. Which is why LEDs and fluorescents are much better. And the fluorescents are doing something somewhat similar to emission, but yeah, it gets complicated. But if you
that means that you won't have anything to do with it. You can't even get the vague horseshit right.
I do have a video on my channel where
we ain't watching your fuckwit videos. Get on with it.
Through and show you the spectrometer as well in a few minutes. And one of the things
I already showed spectrometers. An atomic emission spectrometer and atomic absorption spectrometer. I already did that a few times.
So I pointed at the fluorescent lights in the lab, and
you put that thing on your back and point it up there, eh?
You can actually match some of the mercury peaks up.
Yeah.
Because they do add traces of mercury to the fluorescent bulbs because it helps give the color.
Oh, really? So we can put a film over those bulbs, different elements. What happens then? That's a good question.
So yeah, you can show that when they say there's mercury in there, they're not lying.
Oh, really? They're not lying when they say, well, that wasn't our argument. You idiot, crayon munching straw man, fucking moron. We're not saying, we know spectroscopy. My audience members know spectroscopy. They don't think they're lying. Where did you get that in your dumbass mind? Right? Actual spectroscopy, we have no issue with. That is a legitimate discipline. We have a problem with your adulteration with your Tootsie Roll dicks of an actual legitimate discipline and using it for your own fucking ways. That's what we have a problem with, dickhead.
But they are pretty efficient.
Oh, what happened? What happened here? Oh, this is going to be good. Where's the emission line? Continuous emission line spectra. It disappeared. Now we have it separated. Continuous spectra, absorption spectrum, and emission spectrum. Now, what we want you to do is, we want you to detail this. That is, what type of elements and what state gives a continuous spectrum, which ones give absorption line spectra, and which give emission line spectra. That's what we want to hear, because these are three different things right here, right? Of course, folks, they put this background in here with the absorption line spectra because it's black. They got to do something so you can see them.
Anyway, quick summary. If you what you want to look at is if you've got a continuous spectrum.
Okay, what's that?
So a black body.
Okay, this is a black body spectrum. Okay.
Then you'll have something that looks like the top one. Nice rainbow. We've all seen rainbows before. Absorption.
We've all seen Are there black bodies up in the sky? I've been to Hawaii. They got rainbows on top of rainbows. I've seen like triple-decker rainbows in Hawaii. Are they black bodies in the sky? Is that what you're saying? You said everyone sees rainbows. Idiot.
You actually generally have to put a background there, so you can either...
Yeah, you were shamming my audience with your emission line spectra. Remember? You put the continuous one behind it. That's why I called you out on it.
Take one wavelength and sweep it through, or you can do what they've done there and you have a continuous spectrum and you just look at what goes missing. An emission, you just pump some energy in.
He's a pumper. You pump some energy into what? Where did you get the absorption spectrum? What's happening here?
Form of heat or electron. And when I say you pump some energy, I don't actually mean you.
He's a pumper. He's absolutely, this is, I don't even have to do anything. This is like listening to Elmer Fudd at a metabolic pathway convention discussing gluconeogenesis. He's absolutely clueless. His entire argument is based on what you're looking at right here, folks. Right? Absorption and emission line spectra. That's his entire argument. What does he do? He's absolutely fucking clueless.
You have to physically do it. I just mean the environment, nature has to put energy in somehow.
Nature has to put energy into what to get what? Who, what, when, where, why, and how?
And because, of course, we're going to get to stars and stellar clouds.
We're going to get to stars? Why are we getting to stars? Why don't you start explaining this? This is your entire argument, fucktard.
So, yeah.
Yeah. What, you're just going to put on airs like you know? You better start speaking to this.
You kind of don't need to do it yourself.
You don't need, he's on this, don't need to do what yourself? What? And what does it have to do with this? With continuous absorption and emission line spectrum. What? Please detail the mystery for us. He can't because he doesn't fucking know. Folks, it's as simple as that.
Something with an energy, well, enough energy in there.
Yeah, look, he goes right. Didn't do nothing. You're a fucking pretender clown. He's a fraud, folks, right there. I could stop it right now. I can stop it right now. He is absolutely fucking clueless. My word.
So my spectrometer, how do you,
Is this a spectrometer? Is this in a container, by the way? Who knows? He can't see anything.
Might think this will get complicated to see, or maybe you think it's simple, but here's the setup that I did for...
What the fuck is this? This is just a drawing. You got a light source over... So this rectangle looks like a container to me. This is just remedial horseshit. Meaningless horseshit.
For undergrad. So...
It looks like elementary school. Undergrad, yeah, I think so.
This wasn't even proper research. This is a nice little...
Hey, he's even admitted this is not proper research. No shit.
Test one, and this is what you also saw in the beginning picture. Now, you have a light source, which in the initial kind of thumbnail I showed is mercury. That's a nice blue light.
A mercury gas lamp. Yep, that's inside a container.
It can be anything you want to test.
It could be anything. Like what? We want to test. Can it be amoebas? How about chocolate chip cookies? You said anything. What about a wick? How about boogers? Idiot.
Then you have a number of lenses, and I've done a ray diagram there, so if anyone, particularly flat earthers, want to have a go about what's going on, you can see this is the ray diagram. It shows you what's happening in each of the. It actually makes an image. It's why when we have a look at it, you see the little lines.
I'm Ellen, you're dumbass.
And you can see there that then it passes through a prism.
Sure.
But when you do that,
well,
when I did it, it looked like this for Mercury, which is a bit hideous. You can see that I've split the different colors, but
pretty colors. See him smiling?
Yeah, they're very close to each other. This is quite zoomed in.
Wow, that's amazing. What's this mean?
So instead, we can be tricked.
How did you get this? You could be what? What did he say? Hold on.
Yeah, they're very close to each other. This is quite zoomed in. So instead, we can be tricky and we can use something else. It's known as a diffraction grating.
Oh, a diffraction grating. That is so tricky of you. What a dumbass.
Now, this is basically where you do the exact same thing, but you do it by...
Do the exact same thing. Exact same thing as what? He doesn't tell you that.
Basically carving lines into a mirror so that when it reflects, you get an overlapping pattern that gives you the same effect as refraction. It splits the light, except you get a lot of control over it. Based on the density of the lines, you can control how much the light was split for the different wavelengths. And it's the exact same thing.
It's the exact same thing as what? And how is it the same?
It'll do what the prism does, but it does it in reflection. You also get diffraction gratings, so where you pass the light through and it will split them out. If you ever want, you can hold one up to an old street lamp and you can see.
Yeah, a street lamp or a gas lamp. You can hold those diffraction gratings up to your eye. Correct. What are you going to get? Emission lines. Right? We got no problem with that. Duh. Did that in high school.
Sodium lines. Now, G is just a measure of basically the density of the lines.
G is the measure. Oh, we got a little G here. I guess it means different things.
So in this case, it was 1200 per millimeter, if anyone wants that. N is just
1200 slits per millimeter. Is that what you're talking about? Is he talking about diffraction grating? You got a reflection grating right here. Who knows?
It's the node, because what happens is this won't happen once. It'll keep happening. Same with the prism. This is why you get double rainbows.
Who gives it? Really? Where's the prism at in Hawaii?
It's actually the same light. It's just you're looking like second order.
Yeah.
You're going one over.
I guess the water droplets are his prisms.
And it'll always be dimmer, which is why I'm not looking at it here.
Holy shit.
Because otherwise it gets a bit...
27 minutes, folks. Are you going to get to some semblance of your sphere tard or your sun tard? Please. I mean, you're killing us.
Too faint to see. You always see the first one brighter. So
Holy
that second rainbow you'll also notice is generally more spread out.
This is just mind-numbing minutia. He's just trying to hide the fact that he has not a fucking clue what he's talking about.
Like it'll cover a slightly wider area, but it'll be really dim compared to the first one. But in this case, theta is just the angle, and you can get that with just...
Where's the angle at? Why didn't you put the angle? Angle where? And what does this have to do with anything?
A bit of trick for X and Y. And the reason I bring up the maths is
because... here we go. Now we can see some. Look. Is this a container? You got mercury in here? What's going on? It's not altogether clear to me, but that looks like a damn container to me.
Because we're going to tell exact wavelengths. A nice little photo of it, of the setup, so you can see just how simple it is. Light source.
There's no problem with this. What's the issue? So you got emission line spectra. Who cares? I don't really. This has nothing to do with what you're trying to speak to.
A couple of lenses, slit, one grating. Grating will probably be the hardest thing to get, but you can buy them fairly cheap.
Oh my God! Are you going to tell us about how you buy diffraction gratings? What the fuck?
Cheaply online, and then just a little white sheet.
Do you also make them?
Oh my God.
The diffraction grating.
Or do you
fucking make he doesn't know what a diffraction grating is, but he's a complete moron. What a stupid. That's how you know. It's from the questions people ask. You know right where they're at. No matter the subject area, it's the questions that people ask. Of course, most of them are unaware, but it's the questions they ask. You figure you pinpoint them. You know right where he's at. Yeah, you're an imbecile. Yep, dumb fuck, booger eater. Yeah, all three. Yep. Thank you very much. Like we needed to know.
Does it take a pretty specialized machine to make them?
Oh, brother.
Yeah, you'd need a specialized machine, so you'd probably have to get them, but they're not that expensive. But I'm talking relative terms where some things inside.
Oh my God! What are you going to get into economics now? Inflation in Zimbabwe? Fucking idiot!
It can be very, very expensive. But you could buy this entire kit for
it continues on
from Thor Labs, I believe it is. Some people who've done science will know exactly which company I'm talking about.
So people in science will know exactly what. No one's in science. That's a reification fallacy. Science is a fucking method, you douchebag. No one's inside it. You clown. Get to a point.
So I'm not going to advertise for them. I don't remember exactly what it is, but they do. But yeah, this is a teaching kit. But you can do this yourself. You can also use a prism. You can do this with.
I got to take a break, folks. That it's telling you that I need a break. All right, what's going on out there? Did I lose some people? Yeah, I did. It's getting late, right? I like the ha-has. I like that, AB Jude. Thank you. Appreciate all the super chats. Again, AB Jude has been rocking the frigging super chats. So what we got out there? I got Arwen, the Insomniac. It's really late in the Netherlands. Tell you that much. Let's see. You policing it up, Arwen, out there, making sure everyone's at least halfway behaving. Oh, yeah, you know what? We're at 27 minutes. I'm at 2 hours. We're over 2 hours, folks. I didn't want to drag this out, but it looks like we're going to have to because I've pretty much had it up to this point with these two fucking morons. There's only so much I can take, and I'm at that point. So we're gonna go. Poor QE is being tortured. Thanks, Kim. It is. It's torturous. It is. I gotta admit it. So we're gonna wrap this up, and it looks like I'm gonna have to finish this up tomorrow. I didn't want to do that, but I'm gonna have to do it. We'll have to go with part B. What do you guys think about that? If I am, I'm not going to delay this past tomorrow. Raleigh's saying, I'm surprised you lasted this long. Oh, man. Yeah, I can't do it. Well, I can do it. It's just my disposition will get worse, and I don't think I want to do that. I want to start anew with a new sorry-ass disposition. This may be a part. Yeah, you know what? I don't want to go that long. This isn't going to be 4 parts. Maybe I should go a little bit earlier tomorrow so I can finish this up. Let's see where we're at. We're at 28 minutes and 20. We're at 28 minutes and 27 seconds, folks. Let me go ahead and save this time so we can go right back to it. Copy video URL current time. Yeah. Not a single sphere tard at all or sun tard. Nothing yet, right? Absolutely nothing. That's when you know you're getting bamboozled. Well, they know they can get away with it because their target audience, right? Because their target audience are just numpty baltards. So they can just sit there and ramble on about incoherent, disconnected drivel. That sounds maybe a little sciencey, maybe throw up some graphs like he did, and it just mesmerized those fuckwits. And that no one challenges them. Toon is, yeah, right. Booger eater. Yeah, we're going to wrap this up. Yeah. What's their contact? I call him almost a douchebag, but I gave it to you. Hold on a second. Just go to this video. I haven't checked any pedigree information, but I'll scroll down 1 second. So, it's from McBooger Eater Live, Spectroscopy with Almost a Doctor. All you have to do is just type that up here into the search, right? You can just type that up in here. It's going to pop up, so you guys can go search it out. I don't know who this fuckwit is. Right. You can do that. That's why I put this down here. Because I'm not linking his fucking videos. I'm just not doing it. If anyone's motivated and can fog a mirror, they can see, how to ascertain or acquire the video. All right, let's get back here. All right, what time tomorrow? What time do I need to do this tomorrow? Yeah, I'm waiting for it in chat, so I'll take some suggestions. Almost a man with almost a doctor. That's a pretty good one. Yeah, I'll take suggestions. Now, what do I got tomorrow? Say, yeah, search. Yeah, go ahead and try that. Search, Kim. There'll be a big smiling picture. He'll be waving of McToon. So I got a couple things all the time. Thanks, FT. I have a few things to take care of tomorrow. Oh, look at that. Richard R. He gives an exact time. Smart ass. I guess I asked for that. Oh, boy. You can't say 1945. Most people not going to know what you're talking about, Rich R. Unless they've been in the military or know about that type of time capture. Yeah. And 7:45 would be a little bit too late. That's not far away from now. In the past. Let's see if we get anyone else with any suggestions. Hey everyone! Hey, we're getting ready to close up shop there, SI man. All right, guys, listen. Remember, I said that there's no BALLBUSTERS Saturday, so I guess these two treatments. I'm gonna have to do this again tomorrow. So these two treatments will more or less take the place of BALLBUSTERS on Saturday. I hope you appreciate it. And thanks for the super chats, guys. And also everyone other than AB Jude. Yeah, I appreciate. I shouldn't say that. My wife will appreciate, how much time I spend here. She doesn't give me that raised, weathered eye. You keep me off her back because remember what they say about wives and husbands that are happy. You guys know it. $1,800 worked for me as I sat down and saw the link. Yeah. 6 o'clock was good for you. Yeah, thanks, SI man. If you missed it, just rewind. That's why they're there. And you know what? I was thinking about making a spectroscopy playlist. I think I may do that. I'll think about it over the weekend. Boy, I'm so busy this weekend too. I'll get to it. There's AB Jude again. She's just, sorry, you're just rocking that friggin' super chat. Just save some for tomorrow, so you can justify me being here tomorrow. I'm gonna tell my wife right after we're done here. I'm gonna say, hey, look, and she'll give me that nod, right? For the missus, thanks, good sir. She'll give me that nod, right? Because I always go out and tell her, I say, hey, listen, we made this amount for the show. And she gives me that affirmative yes, that means that I can do it again. Yeah, I'm not bullshitting you. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, this isn't conjured. So I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. I'm not going to state a time. I'm going to try to make it a little earlier for tomorrow. Now, I'm not talking like early afternoon or anything like that, but a little bit earlier, and we'll see how that goes. But go ahead. Let's go ahead and make it for tomorrow. Thanks, Rich B. Appreciate it. Yep. Thank you. I will. Yep. So, listen, guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop this. I told you I was going to stop it before. But we'll officially go ahead and end it. I hope you got a lot out of it. You probably got as frustrated as I did. If you didn't, what the hell's wrong with you? But we'll be back here somewhere in the vicinity of the same time I went live today. Thank you pretty much. Yeah. Thank you. Iron FE, is that you, Adam? I appreciate that. Thanks for coming, folks. And listen, spread the word for tomorrow. We'll get right into the gist for tomorrow. I'm not going to be doing too much of a review, maybe a short little review. There's not much to review. The idiot booger eater and the friggin' almost a retard hasn't done much, right? So there's not too much to review to get back up to speed. So hang in there, guys, and I'll catch you tomorrow. QE out.